guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be bringing you guys a series today. It's going to be about 7 parts on how to get hired as a flight attendant. So this is part 1. I'm just going to be telling you guys about the research that you should do before you choose which airline that you're going to work for. A lot of flight attendants feel stuck because they spent 6 to 8 weeks going through a rigorous training, and now they're at an airline they feel like doesn't really align with what it is they're trying to do. They're not into really what's happening there, but they don't want to leave because maybe they already had seniority or they just really don't want to do training again. So don't feel stuck. Do your research beforehand so that once you go through the training, you can settle into an airline and start the process of building your seniority and just enjoying your time there and not having to worry about starting all over. So the next thing you want to do is research bases. What cities are these airlines hiring flight attendants to either sit reserve or work out of predominantly? So my airline has Washington, D.C., Miami, Philadelphia, LaGuardia, just to name a few. And so all of the airlines will have different bases. Delta has Atlanta. I believe United has San Francisco. So we all kind of scattered across in different ways. Where our main hub is Dallas, and I think United's main hub is Houston, but I'm not sure. But there are different bases in different airlines. So you want to research which bases the airline has. So those are your options. That's where you pretty much will be based and expected to report when you start for work. Also research how junior that base is, which is what is the possibility that you could even get into the base. So I got excited. I saw Los Angeles, and then once I came on board, actually I think at the face-to-face they were like, yeah, LA is probably not going to be a thing. And so maybe if I did a little bit more research for a West Coast airline or something like that, I would have had a higher chance of being based at home. But now I am a commuter because that's where I ended up. Just happened to end up at a base where the Los Angeles base is just not junior enough for me to hold at the moment. So do your research on that. Also research the pay. The pay scale is different for each airline. So don't just look at the base salary number and hours. Also look at other ways that get paid. Like what's the per diem? Do you get boarding pay? Is there sit pay? Do you have all these little hidden ways that your check can start to add up? That's separate from just the baseline pay. Like, do we get paid by mileage? I believe Southwest gets paid by mileage, and other airlines we get paid per flight hour. So that shows up a little differently. And so go through that and see what kind of more resonates with you. If money is most important, like you'll go wherever who pays more, make sure you consider that the bottom dollar may not be the bottom dollar based on how people are paid. The next thing you want to do is go through the contract. The contract is public knowledge for every single airline. So go through the contract. Within the contract, you're going to find work rules. You're going to find protections in place for flight attendants. You're going to find like different things that will help you decide which airline is best for you based on your priorities. So some of the work rule examples would be like how the trip trade system works, how bidding works, when we're flying non-rev or standby, is it seniority based or is it first come first serve? Like all of those things may make a difference in how you choose an airline based on your own personal preferences. So definitely read the contract, figure out what protections are in place, understand the commuter policy if there is one, research company culture, all of those things. And then also research where they go, like where does this airline fly to most frequently? If I'm somebody who's just like a local girly, or I just want to do a ton of Caribbean, there's a specific airline for that. If I'm somebody who really wants to go international, but I really have a focus in Europe, there'll be a specific airline for that. If I want somebody who wants to go to more Asian and African countries, there's also different airlines for that. So definitely look into those things as well. Research profit sharing, company performance, so that you don't do all of this work, go through all of this training and end up at a job, and then a year later they start doing massive layoffs or just anything that happens. So just try to be proactive and look at the company performance. Is this company performing well? Are there talks of merging? Is there talk of bankruptcy? Like all of those things, pay attention to, so that again you're able to go through the training once, settle into whatever airline that you've been hired onto, and just begin your career. And then the next thing I would say is research their hiring practices. If it's important to you that your company have a fair and equitable hiring process, do they have diversity initiatives? If that's something that's important to you, make sure you research that and you go with a company that aligns with your personal beliefs and what it is that you're looking for. And then finally, I would research what recruiters are specifically looking for. Each airline is looking for something different. I'll definitely go more into depth on that once I get into resumes and assessments and face-to-face interviews and all of those things. But do a little bit of research on what your company's recruiters specifically are looking for. Now, some of them may be looking for personality, some of them may be looking for like type A people who, you know, can command a room. And then other people are looking for people who are just soft-spoken, empathetic, work better as a team, but maybe not team leaders. So know what your company is looking for before you start the interview process. It'll make it so much easier. And so you guys, if you found this information helpful, make sure you like the video, subscribe, because there is more to come. And if you want to support me and support this channel, I do have an ebook that goes even more in depth. I'm going to link it below. It would mean the world to me if you could check it out, purchase it if you so feel led. And thank you guys. I will see you next time.